we're on the other side of that curve there. Yeah, so I don't need that extra loop, or that edge, I mean. So pretty soon here, I'm going to be able to just kind of run something all the way down, because again, I'm going to treat this as a separate object. So we may end up with some extra, oh come on. Just gonna have to do this with the extend function here. I was gonna say we're gonna probably end up with an edge going across here just to support what's going on down here. And that's just going to be how it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is grab the high poly, and we'll just go ahead and remove this cylinder here. Just a quick separate operation. And put it back together. We can hide it for the time being. Let's make our high poly live again. Back to quad draw. Get some points here to help support this curve. And it looks like we have the same little, oh never mind. I thought we had another kind of like one of these little blends over here, but it's going to be a very simple piece. Whoops. And we'll just come over here and run around this curved area. So we kind of know where all of the perimeter stuff is going to be. And hit kind of the obvious ones here. And then one of these, whoops, I actually liked what it did initially. Look at that. Not too bad at all. Alright, so then I am going to clean that up a little bit. I'm going to hold the tab key, middle mouse button, and run you down to about there. Whoops. Why would you think that one? And we'll just collapse that in there. And then using our little handy, I know that's not welded, we'll come back in a second. Let's see, I think that one can probably get collapsed as well. Although we are going to need to integrate it into this area, so maybe not so much of a rush. I wonder if it can find it. So I'll just go ahead and nuke these points if I can. So I keep sort of tripping over myself here. I apologize for that. But it is what it is. We're getting pretty close to being done with this part. So our collective suffering will be abated soon, and we can move on to UVs, which is actually, I think, a little bit less painful than retopping with Maya using Quadra. Ah. So it seems to be getting a lot slower. And I think that might just be the construction history kind of catching up with me, so I'm actually going to run this edge 2 along there. If I just hop out for a second, hop out of Quadra, attribute editor, actually channel box, I think. You can see I've got all this crap here. So every time I do something, it's like adding something to this list, and I don't need any of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete the history, and we should get significantly better performance. Just FYI. So down here, I just have that feature working pretty well. So I'm going to try the same thing up here. We'll just try to describe this area with this one face rather than a couple of them, which means all this can get a little bit less busy. Just a little bit off that edge there. Okay, the end is in sight, at least for this piece. Never mind. Oh, right. That explains it. So we've got a couple little points here. Which are obviously not going to work. So back to the drag, or I guess extend. Cool. Okay, so I think I might have had one extend operation where stuff didn't really weld, so let's just do a quick cleanup. We can isolate it, take a look at it. Obviously still missing the front and the cylinder and the little Amy bits, so we'll jump on that in just a second. But I'm going to come over to my edit mesh. We can tear that off for a second. So currently, we go ahead and hide the high poly, because I kind of want to look at the at my count here. All that stuff is up here. And if you don't see this menu, you can just go to display, heads up display, and then just go to poly count, and it should show you all this stuff. And I'm specifically looking at the tries here and the verts. So we're less than 3K for the tries. That's fine. That's going to be great. And then for the verts, this is what I want to look at. So it's 1412. If I do a merge operation, you want to make sure that this value here is probably pretty low. And we'll hit apply. Yeah, so apparently something there needed to be merged into its neighbor. So I'm glad that we did that. Turn quad draw back on. Get rid of merge. Oh boy, I'm over my time. So we will pick this up in the next video.